The following demonstrations are lethal, and one mistake could result in instant death or serious injury, so please do not attempt this at home. Unless you're absolutely without question, know what the hell you are doing.
And please make sure that safety precautions are in place. Otherwise there will be no more curry or wine for you. Ever.
Right. Hi there modelers, and welcome to another RC Model Geeks demonstration. Mad Grandpa Colin here, as I'm sure you're all aware. And today I'm going to do like a part 2 of the smoke on the aircraft. I'm trying to put a smoke system together so that we can produce different colour smokes from our aircraft. Red, green, blue, orange, you know, just like the red arrows. So what I'm going to do is a bit of chemistry today and a bit of electronics, and I've taken a bit of part 1 and wrapped it into part 2. Right, so I'm just going to run through a few items that you need. There's a little bit of safety, but I'm not going to blab on about that all day. So, okay, what do you need? Well, first of all, you're going to need a pair of safety glasses, okay, to stop any fumes or anything like that going into your face and eyes. And then a pair of safety gloves. What else do we need? We need a teaspoon. We need a small bowl to put your chemicals in, and a set of scales. I've got a hot plate stove here and a small pan, a wooden spoon. Now I'm using a hot plate today because you should never melt explosives or anything like that over a naked flame, because it produces hot spots and it's liable to go off. So we prepare our chemicals with a nice even heat, and hopefully that will work out quite nicely. What else we got? We got a small tray to put our finished product in for a flame test. Over here we have some sugar. This is normal household sugar, because today I'm hoping to do some white smoke. I've emailed a company which supplies different coloured dyes which you can add to your mix to produce different colours, obviously. So we've got the sugar, we've got some Visco fuse which is available from Amazon. This is normal firework fuse, okay, which we're going to need in a minute. We've got some KNO3, but hey guys, always read the label and be very aware. It's quite important the way you handle this stuff, handle it safely. Moving on, we've got the electric set up. I'm just going to go through this again very quickly because a few people didn't quite get the gist of it on part 1. I've got a entry-level Spectrum DX6i. I've got a Turnigy 25 amp ESC, which you guys have got on board your planes. I've got an AR600E 6-channel receiver, a Hobby King Turnigy servo switch, receiver switch. I've got some detonators here, or electric matches. They're available from www.electricmatch.com, and there's more than enough in there for some good smoky flights. I'm using a quite common standard now Turnigy 2.2 LiPo battery, and I've got an igniter all prepped up ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to preheat the stove. So I'm just going to put that on low just to get it warm, and while that's warming up, I'm just going to go through this setup so that again you can just see the igniter working. I've got a JST which is connected to the igniter. I'm using JSTs because they're really good for just plugging the connectors straight in. So I'll just plug that in again for you, like so. Okay, so you'll have your ESC receiver and your receiver switch, and obviously your battery all on board the plane. The only thing that will be sticking out the bottom is the JST and you've got plenty of length of igniter wire to cut and trim to attach to your smoke system. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my radio on, and I've made up a model called Smoke. That's just purely and simply so that you can try it out. I've done it just for demonstration purposes. I'm using the gear switch on the back of the radio to obviously ignite the smoke. Okay, so first of all I'm going to just disconnect the igniter for a minute, and I'm going to plug my battery in so that I can bind with the receiver. It's already bound, by the way. On the back of the receiver there will be a light. The light's on, so we're now bound. Just double check to make sure my trigger switch is off. Reconnect the JST. Like so. That's now plugged in. Right, if you go back a little bit, there we do. And I don't know where the cameraman can get the radio and the switch and the igniter. Have you got it both?
Yep.
So basically, when I flick the switch, ignition. Cool. So that works absolutely fine. And the idea is that lights the fuse, which lights our cooked substance and gives off smoke. Okay. Right. So turn the radio off. Rule of thumb normally is you unplug the battery first and then switch your radio off. Always remember that. Disconnect battery first, then the radio. Right, so I'll unplug that. That's finished with. We'll go back over to our stove, which I think's nice and warm now. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm using a pair of kitchen digital scales here. So I'm just going to zero that. Okay, and then I'm going to go for the sugar. I'm using ordinary granulated sugar, and I'm just going to do a small batch. Say about, that's on ounces actually, wants to be on grams. I think what I'll do is I'll do 16, no I won't, I'll do 10 grams I think. Just do a small batch. There we go. Now I'll put the glass goggles on. Right, okay, so I've got 10 grams of sugar. Safety gloves on. I'll use just on the one hand for a minute. So I've got 10 grams of sugar. So I'm going to put that into my little container there. Okay, now I'm going to go for KNO3. Actually, I'm going to open it up. I'm not actually going to touch it. Have I opened this one up yet? Don't think I've actually opened this one yet. Okay. Well, you want a pair of scissors as well. Go. It's 50-50. 10 grams of sugar, 10 grams of KNO3. Ooh, look at that, nearly. It's a bit windy today. I ain't gonna worry about. There we go, let's put that back in here very carefully. Seal that back up. There we go. Right, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself a little piece of visco fuse off, because while the substance is still molten, I want to be putting the fuse in. So I'm just going to cut a small piece of fuse, like so. The rest can go back in the bag. Put that out of the way. Explosive out of the way. Right. So, just going to add the KNO3 with the sugar. Give it a little tap. Put my other glove on. Right, put my heat, my wooden spoon, and then I'm going to put the sugar and the KNO3 into the pan. And while it's warming up, keep it on the move. Just go up a little bit higher. The idea is you keep putting the heat on a little bit higher at a time until you start to see the sugar start to melt. I won't get too close, Matt, in case this goes up. More heat. Take a little while, but it will start to go. Right, it's already starting to caramelise a little bit. Starting to see lumps in the sugar. There we go, she's starting to go. That's alright, that's just smoke coming off of the hot plate because it's a new cooker. There we go, see it there? Starting to melt now really nicely. I can already detect a nip in the air from the sugar. Now it's starting to really get nice and sticky now. The wind's getting up. And you can just see it's just starting to go a little bit brown. Let's get the rest of the sugar in there. It's getting nice and sticky. That's lovely. It's just right. And the two chemicals are now bonded together really nicely. Look at that. Lovely, isn't it? Do you like that, Matt?
Yeah.
I say it's best to do this outside. I wouldn't do it indoors, guys, because of the fumes. But out here we're quite safe because we're not actually breathing any of this in. Right, now that's the colour you want. It's a very light brown. You don't want it too dark. And then what we'll do now is we'll just put a little bit into our tray. Okay, let's scrape some of this off of here and dollop it into our tray. There you go. It's already starting to solidify like sugar does.
Hey!
Right. Just try not to drop any on the hot plate, guys, because that's what it does. And if you've got a big batch, that's not good. So I'm going to get as much off a spoon as I can before it actually starts to go really hard. Put it in there, turn the hot plate off. Right, so I'm going to get my little bit of fuse, and I'm just going to, it's gone quite hard now, so I'm going to stick the fuse into the mixture, grab my other glove, and then what I'm going to try and do is pick it up if I can, come here, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squidge it, but it's fairly soft, into a sort of sausage shape. Now what I'll be doing is once I'm happy with the design of my carrier under the plane, which will consist of a small steel tube and a bracket, I shall make a batch of these, and basically once it's like this I can roll them into sausages like so, and basically that's it. So like I said, I'll roll them into smaller sausages, longer, so I can cut them up and then preload them into the tube before each flight. So that's quite hard now. You see how that's how solid that is? Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll do our first flame test. Just wipe that off of there. Got my new cooker dirty. Right, lovely. Now that's solidified, it's quite safe to pick up and handle. Okay, because there's no residue or anything like that on there which can burn my fingers or anything. Once the two chemicals have come together and bonded, it's pretty harmless at this stage unless you want to eat it, which I wouldn't recommend. Right, so what we'll do now, we'll prep another JST up. So, we'll untwist the wires, because the wires are twisted when they're packed. This stops any static build up in the cables during travel. It won't ignite the igniter. I'm just going to slice through the middle, like so. Hopefully, I think I might have got that. Yeah. Pair the two ends. Unwrap it a little bit. There we have. That's about couple of meters, I suppose, so it's more than enough. Even if you've got a big glider, if you want to rig it up with a couple of smokes each end of the wingtips, more than enough there. Right, so I'm going to prepare my receiver. Make sure that my designated switch for detonation is switched to off, which it is. Plug in my smoke. Now you can attach the igniter end into there first and then plug it into here. Either way you want to do it. I mean, I'm going to plug it in first because if anything is like switch left on, it's just going to ignite that. It's not going to ignite your hard-earned smoke. So just going to plug the JST in. Find the hole, said the actress to the bishop. JST is plugged in and is safe. Just going to move the radio in a minute. What we'll do is just come round here. Now on the end of these igniters you can pull the green sheath back and there's the igniter system there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the igniter over the fuse. Like so. Get in there, my son. There we go. And then just pull the sheath onto it like that, and that won't come out. So that's, if you imagine that being under your aircraft in a proper tube, which will be in part 3. I've got to just tinker around with the design. That's basically the whole setup now. You see me make the mixture and place the fuse in and attach the igniter and all the rest of it. So we'll give it a go, shall we, Matt?
Yes.
So hopefully we should have some nice white smoke. Right, so the radio is ready. This can be triggered even if you're a mile away. I mean, you're not going to fly your plane that far away, but the range is fantastic. So as long as you can see your aircraft, you'll see the smoke. Right, are we ready? Okay. If you want to, have you got the pan as well? Yeah?
Yeah, I've got the radio and
Right, here we go. Smoke system part 2 in 3, 2, 1. Right, there you go guys. It works! Right, I hope you enjoyed that, and that was white smoke, just a 50-50 mixture between KNO3 and sugar. You can use icing sugar, any sugar or two, it will do, but granulated sugar is the best because it's about the same consistency as the KNO3, so the two will melt together. If you use icing sugar, you don't really want the icing sugar to melt first, you want them both to melt together at the same time. So part 3 will be, I'll have the bracket made up with the tube, and I'll have some pre-made smoked sausages ready to load in the tube, and then we'll try it when we're down the beach with the RC model Geeks. So this is Mad Colin signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and catch you on the airfield. Cheers then guys, see you later.